Hi guys, Angie Bell, my fairy treasures again. Okay, I'm back. I want to share you guys a couple journal pages I just finished. And then I want to share, I just uploaded, it's uploading now. I did a tutorial on this girl, okay, of how to draw her out. And so we just did the tutorial, and then I did something with this figure. I photocopied it on my printer on 110-pound cardstock, and I'll show you what I did with her. I'll leave that for last, okay? But you can look at the tutorial if you would like to learn how to draw her, because I did a tutorial on it, and it's uploading now, so it'll be up by the time this video is up. Anyway, remember that I had showed a video where I had started drawing these little little mystical elves. I don't know why they came right out of my head. I started doing a lady named, let me get her book. I started doing lessons out of her book, Jane Davenport. You guys look her up on YouTube. She is awesome. She teaches classes. The classes are pretty expensive, about $200 for the classes, online classes, which I eventually will take too. But I got this book, and this has really honed in my skills and really helped me out a lot. And as soon as I started honing my skills, this popped out. I mean, like the next day after I did a couple lessons out of this book. I don't know why. So I started drawing these mystical little elves, and I cut the head off of the body of it that I originally did, and just used the head in this one. And I did I used the wall compound through a stencil here on the body, and then wall compound here, stenciled like a sun ray over the head, kind of like the other one that I did, that I showed a couple of days ago. It's kind of very similar. I just did it in different colors and maybe different stencils. And then again, use some flower stencils here and use that wall compound through that. And then an array of, what did I use? I think I used Tim Holtz Distress Paints. And then I use my, this is not Copics. Most of this is color pencils, the wax color pencils, using the turpentine to blend everything so it looks like Copic markers. And I'm going to show that when we color this image in. Okay? And I'll show you how I color and how I color with, instead of using alcohol markers, which is way cheaper, you guys, and just as effective, using the wax pencils with the turpentine. And the turpentine is what blends everything out and gets rid of the wax, and you just keep the pure pigment. It's really cool. Okay, here's the next one I did. I think this came out really cool. I think this piece originally was inspired by Jane Davenport. She did something like this, I think. Okay. This one, there was this lady named Creation CC. She's really cool. I love her channel. She has a lot of cool ideas. She took a class, and they made something like this, and I didn't, she just showed the picture, and that's what inspired me. So then I was like, oh, I want to do something like that. So I came up with my own way of creating it. But this is Diane Reevely's dilution sprays in the back. Some really cool stencils that I just got. This is this little dolly face that I make. I drew that. And then I used a charcoal to do all the shading on her. And then cut her out and put her and pasted her in here. I Zentangled this little feather for an earring. This is a stencil that I did put here. And then to make it look like a little afro, you guys can see the fro here. I just did, took some paint, not paint, I actually used gesso. I just gessoed a circle around it so it looked like there's this afro, and then there's this little thing coming out. I thought that's a really cool effect. Okay. And this is the last one. Okay, now this is, I just told you guys I just did a tutorial on how to draw this girl. Okay? And so I took this, copied it onto 110-pound cardstock on my printer, because What I usually do is if I like how something turns out after I've drawn it out, I'll print it out first, and then I'll use my copies and keep the original, so that if I want to, try different colors on her or do different things, I don't have to redraw it over again if I like that. If I like that drawing. The other thing is, if you're going to use Copics, and let's suppose like you draw a face and you want to make copies of it, so you can do different hair colors and different, you can shade her differently, different eye colors. So you want to color her over and over and over again, or paint her over and over again. If you're going to use alcohol markers, you have to go to the copy store and have them print it out for you. Or it's going to smear with your home printer. I don't know what their ink difference is, but there's a difference in the ink. So that's what I do. I go and get copies at the copy store, Office Max or whatever. Okay? All right, that's a big, huge key so that you don't get smearing when you're using Copics or any of your alcohol markers. But I wasn't using alcohol markers, so I did print this one at home. It's on my printer at home. So I printed this out and on 110-pound cardstock. And then what I did was I outlined her eyes just so her eyes stand out and her lips stand out. And with my Micron pen, I also did a little bit of shading on her. Even though I was going to add water, I didn't know what was going to happen. I figured some of it would drip down and that could look cool, but a lot of it was left. See all the shading that I did? And a lot of it's left. Some did drip down, but some was left, so that's cool. And then on this side, I took this stencil, which is a cheetah print stencil, and I put it here, and then I used the spackle. It's not wall compound, it's spackling paste, all-purpose spackling paste, and I put that through the stencil, dried that real quick with my dryer, and then I dropped the Distress Stains over this, and I used, I wonder if I still have them out. Yeah, I do. I used Broken China, and I used Vintage Photo, I think. Yeah, that's it right here. Yeah, and Vintage Photo. Both of those. Dabbed them on everywhere over this, and then used my water and just let the water drip down. And that's the effect. And what I wanted was like this, like she's under the ocean, there's seaweed going over half her face. That's kind of the look I wanted. Or the ocean is going over half her face. And I think that effect really came out. And if you want to do this, you don't have to use the Distress Stains. I have all this stuff, so I'm trying to use the stuff I have too. But you can easily just do this with paint. Pick out like a brownie color and a turquoise color of acrylic paint. Put it on, spray it with water, and let it fall over it. So, same thing. You can do the same with acrylic paint. You can do almost anything with. Okay. Then on this side, I wanted to, make sure that she was she was this beautiful woman under the water. So her hair's flowing. You can barely just see her hair flowing under the water, which is what I wanted. I used a stencil here, a script stencil with some gesso. Then I took the gesso again. Oh, before I did that, again, I used Broken China and Vintage Photo. Dabbed this all over, sprayed it with water, and let it all drip down. Okay? And so it looked like she's under the water. I also, then I did the little script because I thought that would look kind of cool. And then the little, I used another stencil here for all the little dots. Yeah, I'll have to look for the stencil. I don't feel like looking for it. But anyway, it's a stencil that has a bunch of little dots on it. And I used gesso through that and did it all over her face. So it looks like these are all the bubbles and she's under the water. And then all this seaweed and all this stuff is flowing over one side of her face. So anyway, I'm really excited about how this turned out. I just got done with this. I love how this one turned out. And see, that's another reason why I make copies of whatever work you like, because look at I can simply just color this one in and then do a cool little background on the back. You can do different things with these. So make sure that you make copies. And one more thing I want to show you. This is just one of the next tutorials I'm going to do. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do with this, but I took a stencil, used the spackle through it, and look at this cool texture. So we're going to do some really good stuff with a glossing medium and acrylic paint, and I'm going to do that one next. So anyway, but that's just a little teaser for the next few days. But I just wanted to show you guys that. I was really excited. I've been working on a couple of projects over the last couple of days, and I thought some stuff had come out pretty cool, so I just want to share it with you guys, okay? Isn't this kind of cute? I started putting some of my Copics in this little wagon that I got at the thrift store. I thought that was cute. If you haven't subscribed to my station, I'd love for you to do so. If you give this video a thumbs up, that'd be great. Don't forget, you guys, I do sell metal embellishments at My Fairy Treasures, www.myfairytreasures.etsy.com. All my pieces, all the metal pieces, nothing's over $2 in there, and you get a good 7-8 pieces per pack. I think that is it. That's it for now, guys. All right, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.